what's going on, guys? It's Anime1 back with another video, and today I'm here in another part of what if Naruto was banished from the Hidden Leaf Village and awakened a secret power. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So let's begin the video. I don't like this one bit. Sassanade was, well, in front of her strongest shinobi that she had under her. It was Sasuke Uchiha. He was the one who said that. And why don't you, Sasuke? Sasuke gave her a glare. Isn't it obvious? If you're going against the fucking Emperor, Tsunade, nothing is gonna go our way. If you think we're gonna come out of this unscathed, you're wrong. With Naruto or any other emperors, we have 50-50 chance of winning this. And especially since Yorichi, we have a little higher chance since he's an old man. And he's probably not as strong as he was in his prime. But that doesn't mean that he's not strong right now. You saw how strong the old man Sarutobi was, even in his old age. Do you think that the man, even old man Sarutobi feared, is not gonna be strong even in his old age? And Sasuke was rather pissed at that. Tsunade just glared hard at the Uchiha. You don't have to tell me that, Uchiha. I've seen firsthand how powerful that man is. I tried to convince the others, but they didn't agree. I'm forced into this by this fire daimyo. I don't have any other choice. I simply didn't want to be a part of this alliance, but a fire daimyo had forced it upon us. He has power, and he's misutilizing it. He's not thinking about the best of the village. He's thinking about his own profit. That's how humans specifically are. We cannot do anything about it. She told Sasuke, who sighed. Why have you called me here? He asked, getting straight to the point. The starting points was, well, just bullshit. He just wanted to let out his anger and his personal thoughts. We'll be going to Kumo in few days. Do you understand that? For what? I'm pretty sure you don't. I don't need to tell you that. He said. Tsunade said. Sasuke gave her a nod. So soon, huh? You're going to war with one of the four emperors. How foolish. But as a member of Konoha, I'll give it my all. Sasuke said. He turned his back and started to leave. And I'm assuming that you want me to tell this news to the entire village, or at least to the Jonin commanders that I think are capable of leading individual teams. Kakashi, Sakura, and Neji, and Shikamaru are a few of them, aren't they? Said Sasuke. So, as Tsunade nodded. Guy, well, I don't think he should be leading, Sasuke said. He was blunt. Guy is very powerful. He's probably as powerful as I am. But that doesn't mean that he's fit for leading. He is not. He's more like a tank that will follow orders that are given to him. That's the job of a shinobi. We follow orders, we kill in order to survive, said Sasuke as he left the office, and not his side. The Uchiha was, well, her strongest shinobi that was under her. But if it was not for his power, she would have long thrown him into prison. All in Kumo. Many of the shinobis were getting readied. They knew that Yorichi would not let one of his men get slaughtered in a public execution. And, well, the man that was inside, meeting up with the man that they had captured, one of the men of Yorichi, was the Raikage himself. He looked at Yorichi, his son. His name was Menma. Menma, was it? Said the Raikage, as Yorichi was inside the prison, with handcuffs around him, and that suppressed his chakra. Menma looked up to see the man that had captured him, the Raikage himself. You're not gonna get away with this, said Menma, as the Raikage smirked. Don't you think I know that? Your father will be killed. I'll make sure of that. Even if you die or not, that's none of my concern. Our job is to kill the four emperors, and By doing that, make the system go away. Only five great nations should rule this world, how it was supposed to be. As Yorichi, Menma simply just started laughing. Even if you manage to defeat my father and the other emperors, do you really think you can defeat Naruto Uzumaki? Said uh, Menma, if Yorichi falls, how far are the strength levels between him and Uzumaki? Of course, if you manage to kill Yorichi, Uzumaki will fall down soon. Even if he's the strongest of the four emperors, he will be defeated and killed eventually, said A. So, yeah, Menma shook his head in disbelief. You fools simply don't understand what you're messing with over here. If you manage to survive a battle with my father, let me warn you. If Naruto Uzumaki, you hurt one of his comrades, he's gonna bring down hell on you. I can guarantee you that much, right, Kage? Saying this, Menma was confident, and not a hint of fear of look in his eyes. He was smirking at the right Kage. A clenched his fist. You'll be executed soon, and so will your father. It's just about time when you emperors die. A said as he started walking away, as Menma spoke from behind. If you survive this battle, right, Kage? But remember this, if I get free, I will be personally coming after your head, said Menma. A looked back at the Reka. A looked back at Menma. Did you forget that I was the one who beat you in a battle, you brat? A said. Menma looked at him. Trust me, things can get different. Once I'm out of here, I'll show you that. How much difference can time make in one's strength and resolve? Said Menma. A just smirked. I would like to see that. Started walking away. As soon as A started walking away, a strolling vortex appeared in front of A, as Agami stepped right through it. How are the preparations going on? Agami asked, as A looked at what his supposed master. It's going good, sir. Everything is going according to your plan. A Menma's execution will take in place. Okay, so that means Yorichi is gonna be coming soon, said Agami. A nodded. Yes, I'm ready for it. Even as strong as he is, he cannot take on all the three Kages and all my two Jinchurikis. And also, not to mention Konoha's strongest members, and also the Stone's strongest members. As powerful as he is, this will even be too much for even the likes of him, said A as Agami narrowed his eyes. You're underestimating an emperor. This might be a downfall, A. Just remember that Yorichi in his prime was as strong as Madara and Hashirama. He might be weaker right now because of his old age, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't strong. He still is strong. He's known as the Flame Emperor for a reason, said Agami as A gave him a nod. I'll keep that in mind, sir. Sir, I also have a question, A asked. Agami took a position for continue. Really entered this battle, this huge war, asked A. Agami just looked at A. That's, none of your concern. I will enter this war when I need to. For right now, just do everything according to the plan. Agami said I started disappearing in a strolling vortex. Soon my powers will return. And then, Agami thought, as he completely vanished, leaving A alone. Again, if you guys don't know, if you have forgot, A is not acting like waging war on his own accord. He's actually under control by Agami's genjutsu. So yeah, and So is Onoki, if you guys didn't know. Onoki and A both are under Agami's Genjutsu, Sharingan Genjutsu. And let me tell you this much, I've been hinting it towards from the beginning of the series, but Agami is really fucking strong when you will actually um, unlock his full power, like 100%. So even Naruto will not be able to defeat him, as Naruto is currently, that is. So yeah, if Agami does like completely recover his power, which there is a way that he will recover his full power, which is going to be explained in the war that's going to happen in 2 or 3 parts. Uh, it's I'm gonna be explaining everything about Agami's ability, since he is gonna be few sooner or later gaining back his full strength, since we have to make the story interesting, giving Naruto a challenge that is pretty much that cannot be overcome. So yeah, let's get on with the story. Meanwhile, ships were coming towards the Kumo. It had been at least 2 days since they were sailing. They started sailing towards Kumo. How long before we get there? Yorichi asked. Marco just looked at his captain. Well, 2 days more if I have to guess. This is not gonna be good, Pops. Do you really think this is the only way to recruit Menma back? I mean, one of us could go. You could always send Zozo there, since, he's really good at stealth. Said, Marco. Yorichi shook his head. No, Zozo will just die. I know that for a fact. If he goes there. But because of how much security is gonna be around there, I doubt that they'll leave my son alone. He's really powerful. This is the third most powerful in our entire commanding division. It's no doubt that the Warikage himself must have captured him. Others, I doubt they have enough strength. Unless the Killer Bee, the Jinchuriki, or Dari, that fucking senile fool, are the ones who fought him. Outside of them, no one else, as it has enough strength to actually get down my son to his feet and be captured like that. Said, Yorichi. Marco gave him a nod, as you wish, sure. But this war, the red hair warned us about this. Yorichi narrowed his eyes at Marco. That brat is too smart for his own good, not to mention Izumi Uchiha. He's even smarter than him. I bet he already predicted that this would happen. Jiraiya of the Sannin is their spy master. It's to be expected that they would have all kind of information coming from all kind of directions. It's obvious. Since Konoha has lost its spy master through Jiraiya, they're using Danzo as a plaything for making all the information come into it. But there's Danzo, as efficient as he is still not efficient as Jiraiya was. So, because of that, Naruto has more information than anyone in this entire world right now about what's going on and the real situation of things. He really is concerned about Akami Uchiha getting revived. Said, Yorichi, we should have never let Menma go, Marco said, his voice cracking a little. Don't worry, Marco, we'll get him back. I doubt that even after going after Agami Uchiha, the Raikage would have intercepted. That's something that concerns me. As strong as Agami is, even when he doesn't have his powers at his fullest extent, that still concerns me. Why did the Raikage help a traitorous bastard like him, who's the leader of the Akatsuki? Said Yorichi. Again, this is one of the many questions that he had in his mind. But he had to save his son. He would do anything for his son. Because that was the last promise that he made to his wife. Flashback. Yorichi's wife had just finished giving birth. as she was holding her son in her arms. She was about to die. Yorichi could see that, as she was still smiling, happy. She was crying as well, but those were not tears of grief. They were tears of happiness. My son is finally in this world. Sorry your mom wouldn't be able to see you grow up, but know this. Your name is Menma, and I will love you always. Menma, before I go, I want to gift you this power, she said as her hand started glowing. And before she died, she looked at Yorichi. I'm sorry, honey, but this is it for me. Protect our son and make sure that he becomes a great man like his father, she said as she closed her eyes and died. Yorichi opened his eyes. I will make sure that I fulfill my promise, Samantha, no matter what, he thought, as the ships were sailing away, as the camera zoomed out, and we could see how many ships were there. Hundreds of ships were there. This was gonna be an all-out battle. At least 10,000 men were going to Kumo to get one person back. And it was not the matter of because it was Yorichi's son. Anyone of his, well, crew, anyone of his members of his village would have been captured and publicly executed like that. Yorichi would go to save them. That's just how kind of man he was. A man who ranked pride over everything. And also, he needed to kill that bastard Agami for what he did. He would not. His wife, she was the reason that she died. He came to know that fact afterwards, but still, that doesn't change the fact that the bastard killed her. He would make sure to get revenge for his wife, no matter what. Red hair, Naruto, I'm sorry, but revenge consumes one heart when they have too much love for the person, and I loved my wife above everything in the world, and that bastard Agami was after my son. Benny was not able to get my son. He stayed as one of my, well, members for a long time. And then when I found out that he was the one who orchestrated my wife's death, I was about to kill him, but he disappeared. When Menma found out about that his mother was the reason that he didn't have his mother was because of the bastard. He just couldn't keep his mouth shut. He didn't listen to me, but I cannot blame him. What happened, happened. I'll make sure that the bastard dies. When I confront him, if I am able to survive this masculine of a war that's gonna happen, he sighed. Maybe this would be his end, but he would make sure that his son would survive, no matter what. Even for him or his people, handling or taking on 3 great villages was something that he was not confident in doing, but he would still go. After all, it was the duty of a father to save their son, no matter what the situation is. Time skip. 1 day later, everything was set up. The forces of Kumo were aligned. The forces of Ifa were also there, and the forces of Konoha were also there. The divisions had been divided. The main people were, of course, the Kages, and also there were some people that were as strong as the Kages. They were known as the captains of all the forces. One of them was Sasuke Uchiha, other was Killer Bee, and the other was Dari, other was Kurosuchi, and the last but not the least was Kakashi Hatake. All these people were Kage level ninja and capable of leading their own forces, so they were there. At the top of the platform, there was two guards sitting there with their swords in hand. They were, well, the two people that were gonna execute Menma, and that was the reason why they were there. Menma was smirking. These fools do not know what's coming to them. Even if I die here, I doubt that Naruto will let this go, he thought. He had few interactions with Naruto, and for what he knew, the boy was incredibly powerful. More powerful than anyone he's ever met, even more than his father himself. So he was sure that Naruto, even if he didn't came here, would at least, well, take his body and stop all this madness. His presence alone would be enough, and if Agami interfered, Naruto would surely interfere in this battle. As soon as Naruto got the news that Agami was the one who orchestrated this entire war, then Menma was sure that Naruto would rush over here in order to, well, stop this madness. Naruto didn't know how Ogami could recover his power, but what Menma was seeing, he had a little bit of idea. This war was all his plan. Mindless killing, people dying, energy. This all was making sense. Pieces were falling together in Menma's head. I see, Menma thought. I should have noticed this earlier. If I didn't go after him, this shit would have never happened. Shit, this is not good. Menma started gritting his teeth as he realized something. Before he was not afraid of death, but now he was feeling guilty. You guys might be wondering why Menma is feeling that way, but you'll get to see about this in the next part. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. So please like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you guys in the next part. Peace, guys.